Candidates for State Senator, District 13. Cynthia, Cindy, Hands. Party, Democratic. Campaign funding, traditional. Website, none listed. I am running for Senate in LD 13 because I have the experience to make Arizona better by improving education funding, supporting elections security and accessibility, expecting privacy in healthcare, and providing tools for safe communities. I have lived in AZ 29 out of the last 34 years as a public school parent, a retired educator, and election worker. Most of my professional career was spent in middle schools as a teacher, assistant principal, and principal. My 3 children are the product of Arizona Public Schools. However, there has been an erosion in funding. I am passionate about increased education funding. We should hold charter schools to the same transparency and accountability as public schools. Upon retiring from education, my activities have been focused on supporting the foundations of democracy. I became a volunteer deputy registrar with the Maricopa County elections and have worked every election since 2017. I am active with Save Our Schools, the League of Women Voters, and have worked on multiple nonpartisan initiatives and referendums. Arizonans deserve privacy in their healthcare decisions without government interference. Living in safe communities with adequate funding for schools, for first responders, and for legislation that addresses gun violence. J.D. Mesnard, Party Republican. Campaign funding, traditional. Website, www.jdmesnard.com. As your legislator, I have written some of the most consequential laws on the books. They include reforming Arizona's tax code into a flat tax, which was the biggest tax cut ever, increasing the state's rainy day fund savings, balancing the budget, protecting health coverage for Arizonans with pre-existing conditions, raising teacher pay by 20%, which was the largest education investment in state history, protecting survivors of domestic violence and sexual abuse, confronting the opioid epidemic, shielding seniors from financial exploitation, creating veteran-friendly college campuses, and passing responsible election integrity measures, including the voter ID proposition that will be on this November's ballot. That is why I have received awards like Guardian of Small Business, Champion of the Taxpayer, Friend of the Family, Open Government Leader, and many others. There are those who want to undo all the progress we've made and turn us into their version of today's California. We can't let that happen. That's why I need your vote. Let me continue using my diverse background, which includes husband to a registered nurse, father to two adorable little girls, professor and small business owner with master's degrees in business and public administration, to keep delivering results for you. Michael Morris, Party, Democratic, campaign funding, traditional. Website, Michael Morris for Arizona State LE.com. These are the things that I am passionate about. 1, we need to improve our education system and properly fund our public schools. 2, we need healthcare reform. Everyone needs health insurance, including self-employed persons. 3, we need to preserve our voting rights. Elections need to reflect the true will of the people. 4, it is essential that we properly care for the mentally ill to help reduce addiction issues, the incarceration of the mentally ill, and homelessness. 5, I want to help eliminate systemic racism, sexism, ageism, and LGBTQ discrimination to ensure equal treatment for all our citizens. 6, I believe in responsible gun ownership. We have the right to protect ourselves and our families. 7, I believe these ideals and goals can be accomplished in a fiscally responsible way. As your state senator, I pledge to propose and support legislation that helps accomplish these goals and oppose legislation that does not. Candidates for State Representative, District 13. Josh Askey, Party, Republican. Campaign funding, traditional. Website, www.joshaskey.com. Next to my faith and family, my greatest treasure is my citizenship of this great country. I am a naturalized citizen, having been adopted from Seoul, Korea at the age of 5. My loving adoptive parents taught me well about this incredible country in which we live. I have a deep love and respect for the Constitution and the country for which it was created. As a legislator, I will hold the requirements of the United States and Arizona constitutions as my guiding principles to ensure our Arizona laws are fair, equitable, just, and above all, constitutionally sound. As a controller for a locally owned developer, I have seen the intensity and sacrifice of entrepreneurship. Our state is as successful as it is because of the ingenuity and sacrifices of those that follow their dreams, who contribute to the bedrock of opportunity that is our state of Arizona. I will work hard to preserve those opportunities and to clear the hurdle for the next generation of job creators and opportunity givers. As a state representative, I will work to bolster individual freedoms, protect Arizonans from an overbearing federal and state government, and bring more opportunities to all citizens. Ron Hardin, Party, Republican. Campaign funding, traditional. Website, www.ronhardin.com. www.ronhardin4az.com. I've been a resident of our great state of Arizona and East Valley since 1995. We face a pivotal election. I want to be your representative because I am convinced that the greatest threats to by the people, for the people, are upon us now. I pledge to fight tirelessly for our communities. I will advance initiatives to improve the quality of life for the people of District 13 and Arizona. Second, I will focus on policy, not performance politics, not partisan bickering, not populism, policies to help our businesses and drive our economy forward. Policies to achieve a second-to-none education system. Policies to ensure we have a framework for fair elections. Policies to secure and protect our border. And policies to strengthen our critical infrastructure. I am a proud father and grandfather, a former business transformation executive, and an owner of a small business for the past 12 years. I hold a BS in Business Administration with a major in Computer Information Systems from Rockhurst University and an MS in Information Management from Arizona State University. I pledge to serve our state with integrity and humility. Thank you. Liz Harris, Party Republican, campaign funding, traditional. Website, votelizharris.com. After moving to Chandler in the late 90s, Arizona is the place I call home. It's an amazing state, but the things that make it successful are under attack. Ironically, liberals fleeing high tax, high regulation states are moving to low tax, low regulation states like Arizona, but they're bringing liberal policies and voting habits with them. We need to make sure we don't let this leftward push ruin everything that's working in Arizona. I'll work to end COVID mandates, protect school choice / parental rights, and protect borders. I'll advocate for election integrity to have honest, fair elections and the enforcement of our laws. I'll work for strong economy and safe neighborhoods. And I'll oppose efforts to raise taxes or give government greater control over our lives and daily decisions. As a servant leader for the last several decades, I am committed to you, and I will work tirelessly to get the job done. I'm a mother blessed with 3 great kids. I've worked in real estate for the last 17 years and have served in a variety of community and industry positions. I ask for your vote so I can get to work to do all I can for Arizona and our district. Don Mays, Party Republican, campaign funding, traditional. Website, maze, number 4, az.com. This campaign is about all or nothing when it comes to our inalienable rights. I will not compromise away your freedoms as American citizens. I will stand and fight against the critical issues that are eroding the very foundation of our Constitution. I'm not a career politician, nor do I want to be. I'm a husband to a selfless wife, a father to my 3 children, and I'm standing up for the preservation of their freedoms for future generations and for you, because I'm deeply concerned with the continued trajectory of this country. I will not compromise in order to cooperate with those who don't hesitate in diluting the value of liberty. I'm unashamedly a follower of Jesus Christ and strive to lead my family daily in the Orthodox Christian values. Christians are commanded to love their neighbors and to fight for those who cannot fight for themselves. This is why I will work to end abortion in this state. I served my country for over 7 years in the U.S. Marine Corps, participating in 2 overseas deployments with the 13th MEU. My experience in service to this great nation has only forged my deep gratitude for our God-given freedoms. Jennifer Pollock, Party Democratic, campaign funding, traditional. Website, jenniferpollock.com. I am running for re-election to the Arizona House of Representatives as a person who cares deeply about the state. I was born and raised in Arizona. My husband and I chose to raise our daughters here. In 2016, I left the classroom to run for legislative office. During my 2 terms, I have served on the House Education Committee. I have supported bills that positively impact students from K through 12 through university. Some of these include preschool funding, gifted funding, adult education and workforce development, and more counselors. Voting rights are of great concern to people who live in the district. When voting on these bills, it is important that they're constitutional and able to be implemented. Voting should be simple, yet secure. Finally, as desert dwellers, we must understand the importance of water. The decisions we make as legislators will impact Arizonans for decades. We must be thoughtful and include a multitude of stakeholders as we contemplate how we will allocate and perhaps augment water in Arizona. There is much work to be done in these areas and many others. I am committed to showing up and thoroughly doing my job in a thoughtful, contemplative manner. Julie Willoughby, Party Republican, campaign funding, traditional. Website, www.juliewilloughby.com. julie.org. Julie Willoughby is a Christian, mother, wife, and Republican. Through ongoing community service, Julie came to understand how government can impact everyone's quality of life. She embraces the fact that with a staunch commitment to family and community, I can make a positive impact on the future. As a healthcare practitioner, Julie has risen through the ranks of her profession and has embraced the noble cause of helping those that cannot help themselves. Working under pressure as a trauma nurse, she has proven herself level-headed, rational, and a creative problem solver while effectively communicating even in the face of overwhelming life and death situations. Julie is involved in her community as the HOA board president and has had the pleasure of serving her neighbors in ways that have made the community a better place. As a graduate from Arizona State University, Julie received her Bachelor's of Science in Nursing and holds multiple professional certifications. Julie donates her time to helping her husband's Rotary Club with fundraising and community functions. Julie Willoughby is your candidate for Legislative District 13, serving Chandler, Gilbert, and Sun Lakes.